The mayor's Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement faces questions from the Baltimore City Council during a budget hearing.
The council spending little time asking about one of the office's biggest programs, Safe Streets.
Fox 45 News has been investigating the Safe Streets program for years, and we have a lot of questions the council didn't address.
Fox 45's Mackenzie Frost was at the hearing. She joins us live now with what they addressed and what they didn't. Mackenzie?
Well, Mary and Kai, one of the first things that the council members did bring up was the issue of long-term funding once the city's COVID-era funding plan runs out. The American Rescue Plan, one-time funding coming in. Councilman Zeke Cohen bringing up the issue, asking Director Stephanie Mavronis of MONSE how the agency is preparing for this, especially when it comes to the expansion of the Group Violence Reduction Strategy, or GVRS, which currently plans to expand into police districts across the city. And to do that, MONSE plans to add staff members. And right now, the big question is, how will they pay for it?
So when we hit that ARPA cliff, which is not too long from now, what is the strategy to scale, to continue to scale and eventually go citywide when we will have less external resources from the federal government coming into Baltimore?
We've already started identifying potential grant opportunities, other federal earmark opportunities to support GVRS longer term, and we're going to continue to be aggressive and proactive in that front. The work of planning is still happening. I think it's one of the things we've named as a priority with the administration as we enter the start of fiscal year 25. And so while we started some of that planning, I'll be honest that we have more planning to do when it comes to what sustainability looks like.
The hearing, I followed up with Director Mavronis, asking her again how MONSE is preparing for this fiscal cliff, and all she would tell me is that, again, that the agency is planning and preparing, though she didn't provide many specifics. Mary?
And Mackenzie, when it comes to the Safe Streets program, we've seen the council members raise questions about the community involvement. That was the issue, of course, after the Brooklyn Day mass shooting last summer, when Safe Streets workers were apparently at the event, yet police didn't know about it beforehand. So were there any questions about this?
Yeah, that's true. And we saw a lot of those questions come out in the various oversight hearings following that mass shooting last summer. Today, Director Mavronis says that MONSE continues to remain in touch with the Brooklyn community, adding that they're very in touch with the people who live there, noting the various community violence intervention efforts, as well as the community stabilization programs. So after we asked the director if that's true, if MONSE is so in touch with the Brooklyn community, are they aware of any plans for another event this summer?
Do you have any idea, will the Brooklyn Day event be happening again this year?
I don't have information about a community-sponsored Brooklyn Day event. I do know that our team is working with Brooklyn community stakeholders that we mentioned here today around what that annual event should look like. And so we are trying to play a role in supporting what the community desires are there, but some of those details are still coming to be.
Do you know if the community is planning on one, or if you guys just don't know about it?
I don't have any information about a community planned event.
Are you concerned that there will be another pop-up Brooklyn Day event this summer?
I'm not concerned. I think we have a close relationship with the community. We want to be mindful that around the holidays, communities like to celebrate and they want to get together. We also know this is a community that just, less than 1 year after this incident is still dealing with the ramifications of that trauma. So we want to be really sensitive as we play a role in support, but we're staying as tapped in as we can and want to make sure that whatever happens in the Brooklyn community, we can continue to have a peaceful community and things can be safe.
So at this point, it's unclear if there really will be another Brooklyn Day event that is planned, or if, like last year, City Hall just doesn't know about it. Mary?
And Mackenzie, what questions were asked about the Safe Streets program overall?
It wasn't until the very last question of this budget hearing did the Safe Streets program itself come up. Councilman Mark Conway, chair of the Public Safety Committee, raised the question and asked about the status of the Bel Air Edison Safe Streets site. If you remember, back in October of last year, the FBI executed a search warrant. Then the location was temporarily closed, operations paused, but it has since reopened. We have done some extensive reporting in mid-April through last month about the status of this location. It is reopened, and today we learned learned that a site supervisor has since been hired, and according to MONSE, that person started in late May.
We did restart operations at the Bel Air Edison site through a modified operations plan. This is something that I want to say about 2 months ago, we, working in partnership with LifeBridge Health and their CVI managers, as well as MONSE CVI outreach liaisons, have partnered with the existing staff at the site to allow the site to reopen. We wanted to make sure that even as we're rebuilding, it's not a net loss to the community and that we're able to make that space available. The site is open and we're looking to continue to rebuild from the inside out.
And if you remember, we had surveillance of the Bel Air Edison Safe Streets location for 5 days, 3 of which, including some weekend days, not one person was seen observed going in or out of the building. According to MONSE staff today, the Safe Streets program has 77 budgeted positions, 21 vacancies. And despite this program being a large piece of the city's and the mayor's crime prevention strategy, the council members did not ask any questions about oversight, how the community violence or the community partners spend the money. We don't have any questions about how the Safe Streets workers are scheduled, what their time cards look like. So there are a lot of outstanding questions about this program. But as it stands right now, it appears at least this budget will move forward with little debate. We're live outside City Hall. Mackenzie Frost, Fox 45 News.
I'm Mary Bubala. Thank you for watching. Here's another video for you to watch. Also take some time to subscribe to our YouTube channel.